Thanks for tuning in. This is Kisembo Academy. Today we get to look at circles, the angle properties of a circle, the tangent properties of a circle, the chord properties of a circle, and so on. But before we get to that, let's explore some of the terms that we'll be encountering as we are dealing with circles. Right in front of us is a diagram of a circle. In this circle we have the radius, what we call the radius. The radius is simply the line that connects one point to the circumference from the center, as we all see. It's connecting this point this is the center of the circle, and it's connecting it to the circumference. That's what we're calling the radius. We have what we call the diameter. Call it the longest chord. It is simply the line that connects 2 points on the circumference and it passes through the center. Then we have what we call the chord. A chord is simply a line that connects any 2 points of the circumference. So it can run from here up to there, or it can run from here up to there. Any 2 points of the circumference is connected by a line we call a chord. And of course, the longest chord is what we call the diameter, because it connects the 2 points of the circumference, but it passes through the center. So the diameter is the longest chord of a circle. Right here we have what we call the segment. Of course, a segment is just a portion of the circle that is divided by a chord. When you draw, we have what we call the arc. An arc is simply a portion or part of the circumference. When divided into two, you find that we have what we call the smaller portion is what we call the minor arc. Then this other part, the bigger one, is what we shall call the major arc. Then we have what we call the circumference. The circumference is simply the distance around the circle, or call it the perimeter around the circle. Then we have what we call the sector and the segment. Now a segment is when a chord divides a circle into two, what it creates is a segment. And by definition, a segment, we can call it's a portion that is cut off by a chord. Likewise, a sector is a portion of a circle found between two radii. Now, when a chord cuts the circle into two segments, there's the smaller portion and the larger portion. Likewise, when these two radii cut off a portion of the circle, like we are seeing here, we have the smaller portion and then the larger portion. We said that a sector is a portion of a circle that is found between two radii. So it means that this portion, the smaller portion, is what we are calling the minor sector, and the larger portion, we call it the major sector. We said that a segment is a portion that is cut off by a chord. The larger portion of the segment, which is this one, is the major segment, and then the smaller portion is the minor segment. This brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for tuning in. For more videos, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and also to share on other platforms. I hope you watch the next video. For Kisembo Academy, this is Arnold Rangakuramia.